Welcome back to Global Works TV. From ancient forests to modern mills, discover how America's finest lumber operations blend traditional craftsmanship with cutting-edge technology. Join us inside 3 world-class facilities where massive timbers become tomorrow's building materials. This is precision, power, and heritage, working in perfect harmony. Deep in America's forest lands, there's something remarkable happening every single day. It's a story that connects our past with our future, where towering trees that have stood for decades are carefully transformed into the lumber that builds our homes, our communities, and our lives. Welcome to Dixon Lumber, where traditional craftsmanship meets cutting-edge technology in one of the most sophisticated wood processing operations you'll ever see. Now, if you're like me and remember when logging was done with cross-cut saws and sheer determination, you're going to be amazed at how this industry has evolved. But here's what hasn't changed: the respect for the timber and the skilled hands that guide every step of the process. Let's start where it all begins, out in the forest. Modern logging operations are nothing like the old days of random cutting and wasteful practices. Today's timber harvesting is a science, carefully planned with forestry experts who mark specific trees for cutting based on forest health, sustainability, and long-term growth patterns. NNTHE blade itself is made from hardened steel that's been specially treated to withstand the incredible stresses of cutting through dense wood fiber hundreds of times a day. Back in the 1950s and 60s, a good logging crew might harvest 50 trees in a day of hard, dangerous work. Now, watch as the logs are gathered. That's a grapple skidder, and it's doing work that once required teams of horses or oxen. The grapple can hold several tons of logs at once, and the machine's articulated design lets it navigate through the forest with surprising agility. The operator is following designated skid trails carefully mapped to minimize soil disruption and protect the regenerating forest. This is sustainable forestry in action. For every tree harvested, several more are planted and protected. NAs. These logs make their journey from forest to mill. They're loaded onto specialized logging trucks. These aren't ordinary flatbeds. They're specifically designed to carry tremendous weight while protecting the cargo. Each truck can haul anywhere from 25 to 30 tons of timber, and the loading process itself is an art form. The logs are arranged by size and species, secured with heavy chains and binders that could hold back a freight train. The drivers navigating these loads through mountain roads and forest trails are among the most skilled in the trucking industry, carrying on a tradition that goes back to the earliest days of American logging. When these trucks arrive at Dixon Lumber, they're entering a facility that represents over a century of accumulated knowledge in wood processing. This mill has been part of the American lumber story for generations, and you can feel that history in every corner of the operation. But history here isn't about living in the past. It's about building on lessons learned to create something better. NTHE Log Yard at Dixon is where organization meets efficiency. This isn't just a storage area, it's a sophisticated sorting and staging system that would impress any logistics expert. Logs are sorted first by species: Douglas fir over here, various pines in that section, hardwoods in another area. Within each species group, they're further sorted by diameter and quality grade. This might seem like extra work, but it's absolutely crucial for what comes next. You see, different logs are destined for different products. That beautiful, straight Douglas fir log with minimal branches? That's premium lumber material, destined to become structural beams or high-grade flooring. Those smaller diameter logs with more branches, they'll be processed into dimension lumber for framing, or perhaps pulped for paper products. Nothing goes to waste here. Even the bark and sawdust have uses, typically as biomass fuel or landscaping materials. NTHE log deck you're seeing uses a combination of wheeled loaders and overhead cranes to move timber that can weigh several tons per log. The operators of these machines are craftsmen in their own right, able to judge the weight, balance, and quality of a log at a glance. Many of them learned the timber trade from their fathers and grandfathers, carrying forward knowledge that can't be found in any manual. Now we're entering the debarking area, and this is where the transformation really begins. The debarker at MC Dixon is a rotating drum system that would have seemed miraculous to old-time mill workers. As logs enter this drum, they're tumbled against each other and against specially designed ribs inside the drum. The friction strips away the bark without damaging the valuable wood underneath. It's remarkably efficient. A log that might have taken 15 minutes to debark by hand in the old days passes through here in less than a minute. NBUT. Here's what's really clever. The debarking process also serves as a final cleaning stage, removing dirt, stones, and any metal objects that might have become embedded in the tree over the years. You'd be surprised what trees can grow around. Old fence wire, nails from hunting stands, even bullets from decades past. Getting all that out before the log hits the saw blades is essential for safety and equipment longevity. And after debarking, the logs move to the scanning station, and this is where high technology really takes over. Modern sawmills use laser scanners and computer vision systems that would have been unimaginable a generation ago. These scanners map every log in 3 dimensions, measuring diameter, taper, sweep, and defects with incredible precision. We're talking about accuracy within a millimeter over logs that might be 40 feet long. NTHE computer system analyzes this data in real time, determining the optimal cutting pattern for each individual log. Should this log be cut into 2x4s, 2x6s? How should it be rotated to maximize yield? Where are the knots and how can we work around them? All of this happens in seconds, and the result is significantly higher lumber recovery than traditional methods. Some modern mills can extract 15 to 20% more usable lumber from the same logs, compared to mills from 30 or 40 years ago. Now watch as the logs enter the head rig. This is the heart of any sawmill, and it's where raw timber becomes lumber. The head rig at MC Dixon is what's called a band mill, using a continuous band blade that loops around large wheels above and below the cutting line. That blade is moving at speeds over 100 miles per hour, and it's cutting through wood that might be 3 feet thick. The band is under tremendous tension, several thousand pounds of force to keep it perfectly straight during the cut. Here's something that might surprise you. That blade is only about 1/8 of an inch thick. Compare that to old-style circular saw blades that were much thicker, and you realize that modern band saws waste far less wood as sawdust. When you're processing thousands of logs a day, that difference adds up to enough lumber to build several houses. NTHE carriage that holds and moves the log is its own engineering masterpiece. It can rotate the log to any angle, move it precisely forward and back, and adjust the height in increments so small you'd need a micrometer to measure them. The sawyer operating this system is making decisions based on decades of experience, working in harmony with the computer's recommendations. It's a perfect example of how technology enhances rather than replaces human expertise. NAs, each cut is made. The resulting piece moves down the line to the next station. Larger pieces might go back through the head rig for additional cuts, while smaller pieces head to the gang saw or edger. The gang saw is fascinating. It's essentially multiple blades cutting simultaneously, turning a large slab of wood into multiple boards in a single pass. The edger trims the rough edges off boards, creating the clean, square edges we expect in finished lumber. Throughout this entire process, computerized optimization systems are tracking every piece of wood. Each board is graded for quality, measured for dimensions, and marked for its destination. Some will go to the planer for smoothing, others will be kiln dried, and some will head straight to sorting and packaging. NNTHE sorting system at MC Dixon is like a symphony of movement. Conveyor chains carry boards through multiple sorting gates, each one directing specific sizes and grades to their designated areas. It happens so fast that it's almost hypnotic to watch, but there's incredible precision behind every movement. Sensors read the grade stamps and dimensions, computer-controlled gates open and close, and within seconds, each board is exactly where it needs to be. This level of automation might seem impersonal, but it actually allows the mill to operate much more safely than in years past. Workers aren't manually handling heavy, rough-cut lumber hundreds of times a day. Instead, they're monitoring systems, making quality checks, and using their expertise to optimize operations. It's a different kind of skill set than the pure physical labor of old lumber mills, but it requires just as much knowledge and dedication. NTHE drying process deserves special attention because it's absolutely critical to lumber quality. Freshly cut lumber can be 50% water by weight. That's why it's called green wood. If you tried to build with it, the wood would warp, crack, and shrink as it dried. Modern dry kilns solve this problem using controlled heat and airflow to reduce moisture content to optimal levels, typically around 12 to 15% NMC. Dixon's kilns are computer-controlled environments where temperature, humidity, and air circulation are precisely managed. Different species and thicknesses of wood require different drying schedules. Some might take just a few days, while thick hardwoods could need several weeks. The kiln operators monitor the process constantly, making adjustments based on wood response. It's part science, part art, and completely essential to producing quality lumber. What we're seeing at MC Dixon Lumber isn't just a modern mill, it's a testament to how an industry can evolve while honoring its roots. The care and respect for timber that guided loggers 100 years ago is still here, but now it's supported by technology that makes the process safer, more efficient, and more sustainable. Every board that leaves this mill carries with it a story of forests carefully managed, logs expertly processed, and a commitment to quality that spans generations. That's something worth celebrating. Latvia's Woodmill facility represents European precision in firewood production, and what they've created here is remarkable. This operation processes timber into premium packaged firewood using an impressive array of specialized equipment that transforms raw logs into perfectly sized, dried, and packaged fuel for homes across Europe. Heart of this operation is their 11 Palax wood processors. And if you're familiar with firewood, you know Palax machines are the gold standard. These Finnish-engineered units can take a full log and process it through splitting and cutting in one continuous operation. Each machine combines a powerful hydraulic splitter, capable of exerting over 20 tons of force with precision circular saws that cut to exact lengths. It's mesmerizing to watch. Logs go in one end, perfectly split firewood comes out the other. NBUT. Here's where Woodmill really stands out. Those 8 kilns running at 3.5 megawatts of thermal power. Properly dried firewood isn't just a luxury, it's essential for efficient, clean burning. Wood at 40% moisture just smolders and smokes. Their kilns reduce moisture to around 15%, creating firewood that lights easily and burns hot and clean. NTHE numbers tell the story of serious production. 4,000 40-liter bags produced daily, 40 containers monthly of standard firewood, plus 50 maritime containers annually of kindling bundles. They're also producing 250,000 camping fire starter sticks each year. This isn't a small regional operation. They're supplying markets across Europe with consistent, quality products. What's particularly impressive is their packaging system. Those 40-liter bags are precisely filled, sealed, and palletized in an automated system that maintains quality while achieving remarkable throughput. Each bag contains firewood of consistent size, properly dried and ready to burn. A far cry from the variable quality you might find elsewhere. This facility shows how traditional firewood production has evolved into a precise, quality-controlled manufacturing process. It's old-world reliability meeting modern efficiency standards, and the result is premium fuel that European homes depend on. Hampton Lumber and their Family Forest program represent something special in American forestry, a multi-generational commitment to sustainable Douglas fir management that stretches back decades. This isn't just about cutting trees, it's about stewarding forest land for the long term while producing some of the finest structural lumber in North America. Douglas fir has been called the backbone of American construction, and for good reason. The trees Hampton harvests come from carefully managed forests, where selective cutting and replanting ensure healthy stands for generations to come. Their harvesting operation uses sophisticated forestry planning. Professional foresters mark trees for cutting based on forest health, allowing younger trees room to grow while harvesting mature timber at its peak quality. It's the opposite of clear cutting. It's precision forestry that maintains forest ecosystems while producing premium logs. And at the mill, Hampton's processing technology is state-of-the-art. Their scanning and optimization systems analyze each Douglas fir log, mapping its characteristics and determining the ideal cutting pattern. Douglas fir's natural properties, tight grain, minimal twist, excellent strength-to-weight ratio, make it perfect for structural applications, and Hampton's equipment is specifically calibrated for this species. Their head rig and gang saw systems work in concert to break down logs efficiently, creating dimensional lumber that meets strict grading standards. The beautiful thing about Douglas fir is that even smaller pieces have value. The tight, straight grain means less waste and higher overall yields. Hampton's kiln drying process is carefully controlled for Douglas fir's characteristics. This species dries relatively quickly without excessive checking or warping when properly managed. Their kilns maintain precise conditions that bring moisture content down while preserving the wood's natural strength properties. What Hampton has built is more than a lumber mill. It's a complete sustainable forestry model that shows how responsible management, selective harvesting, and quality processing can create economic value while protecting forest resources for future generations.